All right, Sloan. Sorry about that uh, video freezing up on y'all like that, man. Not sure what happened, but kind of don't. I'm trying to think of what we've already talked about. I think we've talked about everything. I'm just trying to finalize it by showing you exactly where we want to be when we pick up our foot and where we want to be when we land. Right. So I took this swing right here. Watch it in slow motion. How that's a good looking swing, but the timing of the swing is a crash. Because you blend your load and your timing mechanism, which is your kick, this makes it to where you're timing a crash where a guy that's a good athlete with a good swing can get away with this for a little while in your age group, but eventually we've got to change if you want to keep playing baseball. So, stance wise, I think we already talked about it. I think we ought to start more in there like that. So then again, when you relax through your front hip to load, all it is a relaxation and you're there. And then boom, we pick up. But you notice you look like you're there, right? But then you pick up and then you really get there. So that's the blend. So when you pick up your foot, it should be more like this. So when you pick up your foot, that knee should trigger your back hip where it's going to just rotate a little bit, then rotate through. We're truly timing our hip. You are still loading, and then you're finally loaded, right? So this is where we got to be getting in that kind of position with our arms and all that good stuff, okay? With our hands and everything like that. So we're truly ready to hit, truly loaded and connected. So when you pick your foot up, you're strictly timing. So then again, instead of us landing slightly open, collapsed, armbarred, we're going to start landing in it where nothing has released yet. So the foot will be on the ground. Look how bent the elbow is. Look how strong all that is and centered you are. That's your launch position. This is your launch position right here. So from there, all you got to do is boom and relax and let your hands react right there, okay? This is the position you can dominate from. And we're talking, eh, I could even live with that. But I don't want anything here releasing. I want to keep all that in there, okay? Staying as close as I can to that front side so that back side's taking over. But again, we've got to get you landing in a launch position instead of a lead. Think about it. This is on a fastball here. If I throw breaking ball there, there's no way you can wait back. And again, that's why your age group, 12, 13, 14, 15, struggle with slow pitchers and struggle with off speed. And it's all because y'all have a timing mechanism that's set up to leak like that because it's a crash. And again, just want to make sure you understand all fixable because it's in your move. And it's really, we don't need to change. We need to do the timing better so we're separating the load from the kick, okay? So one more time. You're still loading when you kick. We need to have all that in there. All that in there. All that stretched out like a rubber band. So then when you pick your foot up, instead of leaking, we will have that back hip keeping us back a little bit because we're timing with it. And then that back hip will take us through that ball. And again, the hands are just going to react through there. Instead of your hips leak, you still turn your hip when you swing, but your hands actually are leading right there. So again, man, I love this swing. Boop. But it could be better if we're swinging from here compared to from there. Your chances of getting hits landing in that instead of that. So again, when we land, we've got everything. We still got our hands loaded. The hip has still got all the juice in it. It's leading us, but we're as centered as we can be. Instead of collapsed and open and armbarred. Easy stuff, man. So again, separate. Get in that. See where all that's in there right there? That's where you're loaded. Get in that position just a little bit where, again, where you're stacked up right on the inside part of your shoe is where that hip ought to be. Right. Sorry. That hip ought to be stacked up right there. But the positioning wise, like how you look right there, it's perfect. That's the position you're going to be in when you kick. Okay? All right. Any questions? Ask me tomorrow. Thank you.